Oh, could it be? I believe it's Friday, you bastards.
The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic book community. Comic creators and comic fans, tonight you are seen, heard, recognized. Because comics are for everyone. Live from Miami, Florida, broadcasting around the world, this is the Not Near Mint Show.
Well, welcome to the Not Near Mint Show, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Pit. We are live tonight. It is March the 7th. It is the first week in March, and we are live from the Hall of Justice. Hey, Michael. Hey, Miracleman.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, man. Wait a second. I got to ask. Is it the Comic Pit or is it the Hall of Justice?
Yeah, what is it?
Yes.
Okay. Fair.
I mean, when you move the camera around, sometimes it'll just look a little bit off when you go, wait a second, it doesn't look as clean when it's from a different camera angle. And I see Vogs is joining us. So I'll add you as a moderator. Good to see you, man. Also, Bullseye Comics. So let's take a look at some of the people in the chat just to say hi. And yep, as we always start the show, it's Friday, you bastards. Who's on spring break? I know I'm not. I got to work next week. Miracleman, Woohoo Comics, and Bullseye. Just learned him a mod. Yeah, that was from a couple weeks ago. And Vogs. So the way that we usually start the show off, it's with the top 10. As you see down there, we started off for the first 10 minutes of the show. So we're going to just dive right into it. And the way how I structure it is like this. So every week, as long as I have CLZ linked up with CovrPrice and a paid subscription to both, I hit the value update button, and inside CLZ, it'll spit me out a list that'll give me at least one verified sale, whether it's from eBay, whether it's from Heritage, and just from one sale, this is going to be the wildest price variations that happened this week. So we start off from the bottom 5, and we're going to switch the camera out now over here.
I'm really into bottoms too. I usually like to start with them.
Oh yeah, I'm a backdoor guy.
I'll be the bottom to Galactus anytime.
Hey, from what I heard, Planned Parenthood parking in rear. So we're going to start off with Fantastic Four number 48. This is the first appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus. This week, somebody paid $2,267. It is down $175. It's not that there's, that that's as rare or anything, but most people don't want to give these up. This came out in 1965 and in a very fine condition. If you're able to find it for less, you get it, but given the fact that we're having a new movie, Fantastic Four First Steps, coming out soon, the sales will go up, but perhaps the amount of quantity that will drop will make the price come down a bit. That's what's been happening with a lot of books lately. Number 9, we have Marvel Previews number 94. This is the first printed appearance of Miles Morales as Spider-Man in a non-comic magazine, which is just a really bougie way of kind of saying it's a preview. Most of the people that got this didn't even have to pay for the $1.25 cover price. They read through it, they marked what they wanted, and they threw them away. Because of that, this thing blew up. Not as much as 95 that had the first front-facing Miles Morales that really became popular in 2021, but this thing did become popular even though, not on the cover. It was just on the inside, and it was a preview of the Ultimate Fallout 4 1/25 Djurjevic variant. So this thing came out in 2011, and while it was thrown out by many people in a very fine, somebody paid $50. It is down $95.
And that sounds like a more appropriate price, although maybe another $20 off that even. But
yeah, I wouldn't even say $20 would be worth it. The other one, 95, $100 would even be worth it. But that thing got up to over $5,000
ridiculous
in 2021 for a 9.8.
Ridiculous.
All because most people were throwing it away. And here's a book we were talking about just a little while ago. This is down for a variety of reasons. It's not because it's a bad story. It's not. It's one of the greatest newer stories that have been around. But the problem is, and we were talking about this before we started the show, a lot of people dropped off of this because of the long 3, almost 4-year break between the pandemic and coming back. And that killed a lot of the momentum. It's kind of like when Grant Morrison was writing Batman, and he took a break for a few months because he just ran out of steam. And when he came back, it was great, but it didn't have that same stride that it had before. Hey, Brightazilla, see you in the chat. So,
by the way,
go ahead.
Grant Morrison, they.
Oh, I apologize. This is what happens when I'm speaking fast and I just speak off the.
That reminds me of Ace. I just flashed back to Ace and her correcting me, or them correcting me all the time.
Exactly. It's not that we're doing maliciously what we're trying, but sometimes it's hard. we do try. So this saga number 1, first appearance of. All right, let me take a deep breath. Alana Marco Hazel Prince Robot the 4th, Special Agent Gale, the Will, and the First Lying Cat. Lying! Came out in 2012. A near mint copy went for $82. This was a $150, $200 book just a few years ago.
Yeah.
This is down $75. That's number 8. Number 7, we have Tales of Suspense, issue number 60. This is the second appearance of Hawkeye. And correct me if I'm wrong, it might be the third or fourth Black Widow. Well, in any case, this came out in 1964 in a very good fine 5.0 raw. Somebody paid the low price of $34. It is down $42. Again, this is generally a $100 book. I know I paid pretty close to that. But that was in the bad years of 2021 when everything was expensive. Now here we have Thor number 2. This is the C cover by Chris Samney, and it's the first full appearance of Jane Foster as Thor. She appeared prior to this in a Deadpool versus Hawkeye number 0, but that was in costume, they say. Okay, sure, whatever. They were still on panel. But this is not the traditional cover. That's the cover A that has that ice monster on it. But still, this was a big book. Came out in 2014, and the Thor Love and Thunder kind of destroyed all momentum with anything that was Jane Foster Thor. So $17. $17. It is down 33. Those are the ones that were the bottom 5. So now we go to the top 5. So let's go with number 5, Amazing Spider-Man number 37. This is the first full appearance of Norman Osborn. And this might be a bit up this week because we just finished out the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney+. So this week, in a 6.0 fine condition raw from 1966, somebody paid $124, which does seem still kind of low for a condition that's as modest as this, but it is up $32. And in the Norman Osborn that we got in the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, he seemed like he was on the side of Spider-Man / Peter, who knew exactly who he was, and he was helping him. It was a fresh take, and a lot of the audience did enjoy that. So this thing is up as a result this week. So next up, we're going to have number 4, Marvel Superheroes number 18. This is the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The only one that you might recognize on this cover might be him. He was played by Michael Rooker in the movie. But otherwise, these are all characters that you did not quite see in the movies, but doesn't matter because this is where the title came from. So Marvel Superheroes number 18, this came out in 1968. Somebody paid for a very fine condition raw, $265. It is up 39. And I don't know if this is speculation or somebody just wanted a nicer copy. And thanks, Bullseye. That's a sharp copy. Would like to see Norman in the MCU. I think I would too, because after what happened during Dark Avengers, I want to see him take control of like Director of Homeland Security. So here we have number 3, Batgirl number 23. This was on the shaker list over at CLZ because somebody paid $145 for this. It came out back in 2018 near mint. It is up $69 on average. And this was an open order book. You could have ordered this for cover price and gotten it, not had to pay any kind of ratio. But this is such a pretty cover. And Middleton only started art back in 2000. And you might know him from those popular covers of NYX or NYX, however you want to say it, the one that introduced Laura Kinney Wolverine. So this came out, in 2018, $145. The 9/8s are the ones that are really going through the roof because with a white cover, they're really difficult to maintain in really, 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 really nice condition. Number 2, we have Incredible Hulk number 180. This is the first appearance of Wolverine. Yes, you heard me. I said that. Not the cameo, not a short little dad. No, he appeared in half the page. He appeared in the story, and he was named and in full costume. First appearance as according to the Comics Buyer's Guide. But they made a little misprint, but nevertheless, Marvel in recent years has been saying that this is the go-to book. 181 just has the prettier cover that is not rare, but really hard to find because no one's giving them up for less than a few thousand. Well, this thing came out in 1974 and in a fine, very fine 7.0 raw. Somebody paid $1,020. It is up $130. And this is one of those books that's up, it's down. So don't overpay for it. Just put an eBay alert out. And we're going to talk about it later tonight, but the market has been uncertain. It's been down 450 points one day, 450 another day, then up 200 something. Investors aren't pulling their money out right now to try and buy comics. They are trying to make sure that they'll be secure next year, or maybe in shorter terms, next quarter. So number 1, we have Hero for Hire number 1. This is right after Black History Month, and during that month, that's when you have a lot of the other comic YouTubers, people on Instagram, people on Twitter, the people that you actually listen to, not me. I'm just here to try and guide you not to overpay for stuff, because some of the people that are telling you this is the top 10 because inventory moved of 300 copies. Well, this is just for one copy. This is just a barometer to know, should I be waiting for a while and just put on a Google alert or an eBay alert because it's gone a little bit high? That's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to help you because this list is intended to help collectors and readers determine if they should look for a particular book or series online or wait 6 weeks or perhaps wait 6 months. JD Collects does a great show on that called 6 Months Later. Check that out. But this is the first appearance of Luke Cage, came out in 1972 in a fine, very fine 7.0 raw. It went for this week $458, up $157. Oftentimes you can get a decent copy, 6 to 7 to 8.0, anywhere around maybe $200-300. So just wait a little bit, and I'm sure you can get a very nice copy for yourself. And those were the top 10 comics of the first week of March. And now we're going to decide to talk about some old comic book day comics. And I know a lot of us have gotten quite a few books in these last few days. Maybe on Wednesday, maybe today, maybe you're still waiting on a delivery. Right over here, the books that I got this week. This are the back issues. These are all the new books. All the new books you'll see on a short video that I'm starting to post where new comic books from the prior week will drop on Tuesdays. But I'm going to start doing every day a little short music video to some trance dance electronic music where you'll start seeing full runs, kind of like how Tacoma, who hopefully will be showing up a little bit later tonight, he does first run Fridays, and he does little shorts. They're about 10-15 minutes long, where he shows an entire series. He started it out with ElfQuest, and when he comes here later, he'll tell you about what he's working on for you next. So otherwise, who wants to start out the show with showing some comic books?
I only have old ones, so do you want me to wait?
It's Old Comic Book Day.
Okay, well,
and Tacoma's here. Hi, Tacoma.
I was here.
It was a jump scare.
And then I was there. It was crazy, yo.
Turn down that shirt.
Yeah, oh man. We do Hawaiian Day at school on Fridays, so
Do
I love it.
If I wore that to court, I'd have the judge looking at me sideways.
I don't want to boast, but Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada. It was a Canadian who said, "Let's put some fruit on that."
Actually,
You know what pizza needs? Pineapple.
That tracks.
I had tickets to New York, and then I wanted to go to Hawaii, so I just threw some pineapple on my plane ticket. And now I was going to Hawaii. Becomes a Hawaiian plane ticket. It's that easy, people.
Do me a favor, Tacoma. Stop flipping those books around like they're nothing. Stop flipping them around. I'm watching you, and every time you do it, I'm like, "What are you doing, pal?"
You mean the $1.75 book?
Oh, look at what he's got. Look at what he's got.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert.
It was.
Oh, you know what? I think I played the wrong one.
The banger.
Right, now that we cleared the room
versus banger.
So yeah, no, I don't know why I'm here. I just cooked dinner. There you go.
All right.
Everywhere I look.
All right.
Everywhere I look.
Look at those
I
booties.
just cooked
Look at
dinner
that.
and I ran in
Look at
here. I haven't gone through my books yet. So
Craft dinner again, Tacoma?
what's that?
Craft dinner again? Craft dinner?
No, it was I made miso black cod and bok choy and rice. It was really good.
Well, you made me so horny. So go Tacoma.
Ah!
There's something wrong with y'all and me.
Truth.
We're all
All right.
addicts in the span of comic books. So, Michael, do you want to start us off?
Okay, I'll go. Okay. Wouldn't be Friday without a little boy in his little pants.
Whoa!
Just throwing planes around.
Get me off this show.
Starting strong, starting hot. Now here's one near. I got this because it's near and dear to my heart. I got a better copy recently. I used to have a bad copy.
Oh, nice.
I know people. I hear it on the internet. I think Jeff Parker, one of the writers, comic book writers, he hates the Mimic. He got mad at me for liking the Mimic. I don't know why I like the Mimic. He's such an obvious supervillain. But
He's such an obvious supervillain.
Yeah.
But you know, when I was a kid and everyone was watching the old TV show on for X-Men, I want to be Wolverine. I want to be Cyclops. I want to be Mimic. What?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be that lame character? I'm everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who has forgotten this, but Mimic was a fantastic, phenomenal superhero in Exiles. He was the core of the team for like 80 issues until they unceremoniously dumped him off of the series. And I think he does.
New writer?
I think he comes back before the end. No, I think they did it as a shock value because Mimic was like the guy. Have you never read Exiles?
No.
What?
That run went for like 180 issues or something, and like
it came out in the 90s, and I was reading
the 90s are lost to me. Yeah,
very late 90s, very early 2000s,
and that's why I didn't get around to it.
Squadron Supreme shows up. The daughter of Nightcrawler is in it. That's where Blink,
yeah, that was Blink's
is
main
introduced. Definitely worth picking up. You can probably pick it up cheap. It's good stuff.
Okay. I'll wait for
Let's see what you got.
I'm sure there's omnibuses out there.
Omnibuy?
Omnibus.
Omnibuy.
Wait. The plural of goose is geese. So I'm the beast.
He's a pedantic, pontificating, pretentious bastard, a belligerent old fart, a worthless, steaming pile of cow dung.
Accurate. All right, let's see what you got.
Okay. Little guy called Venom. Cameo. No, I'm just kidding. Not cameo.
He's mounting Spider-Man hot.
This one's actually gone down a lot lately, I think. Rob could probably.
Oh.
It's still going for about $100 in higher
What?
grade.
Yeah.
And it was going for about 150, 180 at one point.
And but this is one of my favorites. We showed this last week too, but
Yeah, it was top 10.
Since you
Not a
talked
key,
about it-
but boy, is it pretty.
since you talked about it, I picked it up.
Wait, you just got that?
Yeah,
What did you
Man,
pay for it, if you don't
great.
mind me asking?
100 Canadian. So that wasn't bad.
Sounds like $12. That's
Yeah,
fucking
exactly. It's
awesome.
not that
Okay.
I mean, the tariff was crazy, but then they took it off. Then they put it on and
They
then
put it
took
back
off.
on, take it off. Yeah.
Eventually, they just lost count and gave it to you for free.
Yeah. They got. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite
Love it.
dead guy. What dead man comics. That was always
Dead-
funny. My little girls, Hawkeye. They always thought he was called Hawk Guy because all they heard was the movies. So that.
Oh, during the Fraction run, the gangsters and the people that lived in his tenant building, they all called him Hot Guy too.
And Fraction's son or daughter did that too. Kelly Sue used to post that on social media.
Yeah. Oh, in
This is
fact, the
social
Tracksuit
media.
Mafia returned in Daredevil.
Okay, I'm gonna do these fast in honor of the person on the cover. So
Oh yeah.
that's one Reverse Flash. That's two Reverse Flash,
Ooh.
and Mr. Element.
and that's the original first.
Look at
Yeah.
that. I'm not. You can't tell right now, but I am actually at 3/4 mass. That's what I'll let you know. That was a nice pile of flash you had right there.
Now,
I
this
want to
is
be
what
clear. I am turned on.
So this is actually one of my favorite Flash. I think this is the first appearance of the Rose Gallery, and that's why I
Rose.
love it so much. Because
Yeah.
again, as a comic historian, I know the Silver Age stories. They are what they are. But Flash
Yes,
stood
indeed they
above
are.
it because they actually developed his villains, and I think that was the difference between somebody like Flash and Green Lantern. I know you love Green Lantern, Rob, but I really think these are memorable villains that stuck around. Green Lantern had a few, Sinestro and stuff like that, but Flash really developed his
The main difference, you're right, they really developed his Rogues Gallery, but on top of that, the majority of the Flash's Rogues Gallery are characters that are just like regular people with a gadget, right? And like Green Lantern's Rogues Gallery, by and large, wasn't regular person with a gadget. It was either a space monster or a space tyrant or a space this or a space that. Oh yeah, and every once in a while you'd have like the Prince of Moldavia with a special flute. Like
yeah.
But the Flash Rogues were always, they were just regular guys. And I mean the crooks with a heart of gold kind of came later, right? That's more of a retcon. But even at the beginning, they were really just regular old guys. One of
And
them
they had a
to-
code.
Right. One of them happened to have a cold gun. One of them happened to have a hot gun. One of them happened to be able to be really good at ice skating. Like it was not, they weren't like
Glider.
Bizarro or Kryptonite Man for Superman, or they weren't insane like every single fucking guy Batman fought.
They just wanted a nice payday and not be hassled by Flash.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of that comes as a retcon later, but they're very much crooks right from the beginning.
And early on, they were interacting with each other, which not a lot of other Rogues Galleries was doing. So they were a true Rogues Gallery coming together to fight Flash.
Yep.
Yeah, and after hearing what the new Green Lantern TV series is going to be like, I have a feeling that you're going to be able to get some really nice Green Lantern back issues cheap. soon. It's Green Lantern, intergalactic police force, but it's an Earthbound story. No space.
Well, you give a
Over the
little
murder.
hint of space. You give a little hint of space.
Nephra's in it.
Maybe there's an alien that gets murdered.
That's probably it.
Maybe they use a space gun to do it. Perhaps one of those Jewish space lasers I hear about.
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
I wish she hadn't given that away. Like we were all ready to beam it on the earth, and then she gives it away. It's like, oh, Marjorie Taylor. So this is not a key or anything, but I really love the artist, Jose Garcia Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez, yeah.
Yeah, so I love it. It's not I'm sure not most people know about it, but I love the story. He does the art and the inside, so it's
4 speedsters on that cover.
Yeah,
4 different speedsters. It's great.
and that's what's great. I'll go through these a little fast because I got these in a bunch this week, so it's just some old Superman family. But I love the and I think other people figured out to love them too. Like these 100-page ones seem to be going up in value just in general. Like you used to be able to go to the dollar bins. I don't find you can do that as much anymore.
Yeah.
So those are
same.
But yeah, I just like the fact, especially as a kid, I love them because you could get, that's the way you got the old issues before they did all these reprints.
Yeah. This was the continuation of the Jimmy Olsen title, right? When Jimmy Olsen died, Superman family took over.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing I love about them, one of my favorite artists, I might have said this before, Kurt Schaffenberger. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I love how clean he was. I love how beautiful. He's just one of my favorites. He speaks to my childhood because he had the cleanest art. I know Kurt Swan is a big Superman artist, but Kurt Schaffenberger was one of my favorites. Nice. I love this one just for the kind of the first team up. Yeah. So I was happy to get this. Not a great grade, but I just like having it.
That's his new origin in that issue too.
Yeah. First Vril Ducks.
Yeah.
And this I got this a few months ago, but it's one of my favorite Justice League covers.
Nice.
I just like when they're all
sakes, how many 7.5s exist, Michael?
From that era?
God, not many. That's a beauty.
And the big one I got in the last year, so I'm just showing it off today, was one of my favorite Doom Patrol covers. I know it's not the first appearance of them.
It's the first Doom Patrol.
Monsieur Mala.
Yeah.
And Monsieur Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's not a cheap one because it is the first Doom Patrol, and it is one of my favorite covers from them. So I wanted to really get it. Okay,
that's
so
nice.
Those are my showing off. Those are my grails.
Oh yeah. So now I'm wondering what Tacoma's been rifling through over there.
I'll show you if you want. First of all, I just preface this by saying I know nothing about DC, so I'm seeing all these cool looking books, and I'm like, I have no frame of reference, and probably that's my fault. What I'm doing right now is I'm removing sticker residue from a hardcover of a book that I've never seen before. It's not an omnibus in any sense of the form. It's a Penguin Books collection, Marvel collection.
Tacoma, I'm very sorry. I need to correct you. It's omnibus. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, but it's not an omnibus. It's like an omnibus. So I saw this sitting in a box that hadn't even been put on the shelf yet.
Ooh.
I hate omnibus to pieces, but I love that.
So it was $25.
Who's the publisher?
Retailed for $50. Penguin.
Okay.
So it's
I just saw that
sure there was a cover to it at some point, but
no, I think that's how that ships.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still got some damage and some sticker residue. There's a forward by Nandi Okorafor, who I've read a few of her books. This reprints Fantastic Four 52, 53, and then Jungle Action 6 through 21, and has a couple of appendices. Can somebody tell me why they started with Jungle Action 6? Is that where Black Panther started in Jungle Action?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jungle Action 5 started with a reprint of Avengers. I think it was 80, maybe it was 67. It was the first appearance of White Ape, the gorilla guy. M'Baku. That's how I know him. M'Baku.
So for anybody who wants to see, that's what it reprints right there. And I have, out of all those issues, I have one of those Jungle Actions. So I figure if I want to read early Black, and I've read the appearance where he captures the Fantastic Four and hunts them. once in some reprint somewhere, but I thought this was just a really, really cool way just to get like Black Panther goodness. So it was very much an impulse because it's not what I usually. Oh, look what some idiot did. I didn't even see that.
That's a
really-
remainder. That's why. It's a remainder.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what. Well, they'll put a black mark. So it was a bookstore remainder. So they put a black mark on the bottom.
That makes sense. It's on the top though, idiot.
It's like older comics where you'd see like the blue stain at the top.
Yep. So I got to that, and then I got a little stack at half price today. Went there Tuesday, got some stuff, but I've already lost it. A little 2006 newsstand. It's not too beat up, a little beat up.
He died.
He's a
died in
pretty.
X-Men 94.
Say that again?
I'm just kidding.
Found some Usagi.
Oh, nice.
That I didn't have. Some just Wanderers Road variant issue 1, issue 5.
Is that a Momoko?
I don't think so.
Does it smell like peach?
Is that Momoko's mark there above my finger?
I think maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Let's go diving. Chat, jump in if you want to show me that you're faster. Hello to the chat, by the way. Somebody could probably look it up on a computer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Stan. I would agree with you. It doesn't look like
It's definitely not Stan. Bam, baby. How about that?
Peachy.
How about that?
That's cool. That I would get signed by Peach and Stan next time I see him. So
make sure you get the tape on it. Yeah.
No tape.
Next time you see them as though you've seen Stan before?
I've got it. He sketched my Usagi #1 from Fantagraphics.
Whoa.
You goddamn son of a bitch.
I've met him twice, actually.
You motherfucking fuck.
This is just the second printing of.
You're reminding me of my wedding vows. Miracle.
That's a beaut. I like that one.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I have this, but it's a newsstand, so I always grab Star Wars newsstand.
Nice.
Hey, Grant. This is one of my absolute favorite covers. It is not first appearance. A lot of people sometimes confuse it, but I just love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's newsy. Yeah. Phantom X. Found another newsstand that's not.
Hold on. Wouldn't you kind of call that a first cover appearance, though? Because his first actual appearance comes in the one where Jean Grey's on the cover as Phoenix.
Right, Fire. Yeah. You are correct, I believe. So this one, like a 1991 newsstand, but also rare because Image did not do a lot of newsstands.
No, they didn't.
So
no, they didn't.
Are there any feet? Are there any feet in that cover? Any feet?
No, they are all chopped off. They are all chopped
Feetless.
off. That's a Jim Lee cover. That's not.
It's not even a Rob Liefeld.
It's not Liefeld. Yeah.
Okay.
He was just doing the Image house style, no feet.
Jim Lee was. Wildcats was Jim Lee's X-Men that weren't X-Men. These next books I got for two reasons. One, to see if any of them was Mark Jeweler, because I'm trying to get the whole run in Mark Jewelers, and if not, they just go to the box that I have in the school library. So these are $1 each. ElfQuest, Marvels. There were no Mark Jewelers, so Lamentations, but still issues 10 through 15. I've only got like 30 or 40 issues at school, even though it only went to 32. I've got lots of multiples. The school box is good, and I see at least one or two kids that I know with comics that the librarian gives them from my donations, which makes me happy.
And then the orgy scene in the Marvel run, or no?
They tone it down. It's there, but it's toned down compared to the original Warp.
FYI, from what I hear, the orgy scene was the Penny's real life.
Oh,
don't doubt it. They don't have kids, so you know.
Yeah. They used to get their freak on.
Ooh, can you see that I drank a little sake with dinner, huh?
Wow. Why was I
thought you were just getting embarrassed.
Always. So, first of all, it looks like Phil Lamar. Second of all, it's a variant that I never would pay full price for, but for $1, I'll pick it up. The Son of Staros run, the storyline was kind of okay. Another thing that fits in the same exact category. I have it already. Why'd I buy it again? Because it was $1 and I'm dumb. This one was $5. This is other than Black Panther. This is the most single expensive book I bought today. Which, when I show you the next two, will blow your minds. Star Wars 101, really nice condition, $5. These should be like $10 each. Anything in the hundreds. And then the two that blew me away, and you've already seen a peek of them. These were just there. They were not at all in any way, shape, or form marked up. They weren't put in a bag or anything. So they were half off cover for $1.75. I landed myself Cheval Noir #7.
Beautiful copy.
Cover.
Beautiful copy.
In some really nice condition.
Yeah.
Really nice condition. And then probably more like an 8.0 because it's got a little scuffing, but Cheval Noir numero uno.
Very nice.
Stevens. I don't know if I need to put tape over there or not. We'll find out. The only thing is just up there, a little bit of scuffing on the edge.
Yeah.
And a little, just, and I don't know if you can see it. Just a little.
Just a little dink.
Nothing that affects the.
We're sure they're not cum stains.
The important stuff. So very happy, just to have gotten those. Those are, resells. I just need to make money. When I find a book like that for $3 or $3.50 for the two of them, I will grab them all day long.
Fucking A.
Duolingo tells me Cheval Noir is Black Horse, just so you know. I just checked with Duolingo.
Thank you. I was wondering. I thought it might be.
I thought it was
Miracle?
Dark Horse or Dark Horse.
Or some dark.
Could be. It could be Night Horse, sure.
So, I got some books this week. We had a show over the weekend, so I got a nice pile there. Got something pretty cool. But also, I wanted to show this to our friendly neighborhood, Michael. This is the first issue of Exiles. This jaunty-looking fellow with the big, giant, bug-eyed goggles. That there is Mimic.
No.
He can't see it if you put him on the screen. That is this right here. There's Mimic. This is Morph. This is Thunderbird. This is Mage, the son of Magneto. There's Blink, and there's Nightcrawler's daughter. I forget her name.
That's cool.
This is a phenomenal series. Ain't nobody worried about tracking this series down. You can get it for cheap. This is definitely one to read. You can get the omnibus too, omnibus. I apologize. All right. Where should I start? Let's start with a series. So I picked up 25 issues.
Nice.
Of Harley Quinn for $1 each.
Wow.
All of these are volume 1 of Harley Quinn. Ongoing title. A lot of beautiful Terry Dodson covers. All right. Here's my favorite. Look at that one.
Nice.
This one's pretty great too. That one's pretty great too. But, you get near the end and the print runs actually drop down to next to nothing. Right? And the original Harley Quinn stuff is actually pretty solid comics. Starts with Carl Kiesel writing it.
Because I think she hasn't been animated by this point, so I think there was still freedom to create her differently than the animated version.
What? She was first in the animated, wasn't she?
She was first animated, yeah.
Oh, was she?
Animated first, yeah. Yeah. So this is third to last issue. It ends at 38. And then this one here, this is from the Connor and Palmiotti run.
That was nice.
Nice.
This run, and I don't know how I wasn't picking it up at the time. It's either Amanda Connor covers, or later it's Amanda Connor or Frank Cho. I mean, the covers alone are worth, picking up. They're decent stories too, but the covers alone are worth it. Next, I picked up the first 4 issues of this before the show came back. So I'll have to dig that out sometimes to show you. But this is from, I think it's the GG Studios. And it's Route de Maison Rouge. And I haven't read it yet, but this is the last 3 issues of it. Nice art, sexy ladies. I'm pretty sure they're like burlesque dancers or something. Who knows? But I will say this. If you put a lady on a cover in thigh highs, not going to lie, I'm going to buy it. I'm just going to do it. It's just going to happen. Speaking of sexy lady in thigh highs, and I'm just going to buy it, there's a little She Daredevil.
Okay.
Crossover. And then here's the second Daredevil She crossover. So this one, published by Crusader. This one, published by Marvel. Also, fuck Billy Tucci. But other than that, back in the 90s, Marvel used to do crossovers with everybody. They're like, oh, do you publish
they were
a
all
comic?
going bankrupt. They had to. They did like
Right.
Wolverine, Deathblow, all that stuff.
Anything. Yeah. Please fucking do a crossover with us. We'll do anything. You ever see Brian Bolland do a nude in a comic before? I've never seen Brian Bolland draw a nude. But this book from Desperado Publishing is written and drawn entirely by Brian Bolland. And I'm telling you.
Interiors too?
What's that?
Interiors too?
Yep.
Oh, I got get that.
You see how there's one name on this cover?
I do.
Yeah. Interiors, cover, writing, whole 9 yards. And this nice lady here gets naked. For my good friend Eduardo, thought something he would like to see. Hopefully he still watches the show. Prehistoric pinups. This is all Bud Root pinups on this one for Cave Woman. Gotta love that. Final issue of the Batman Superman title from the New 52 era.
Oh, nice.
Last issue I needed for the Grendel Batman crossover. This is the second crossover. A Tales of the TMNT from Mirage. That's issue 35 there. This actually ran really long. Nobody has Tales of the TMNT.
At all. The later issues start at like $30, $50. The final issues are like $200.
Right. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs 3D from Kitchen Sink. And it came with the glasses. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. I'm telling you, if you've never read Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, or better yet, Xenozoic Tales, you're missing out. A little Champions Classics. That's from Hero Graphics there. These books are a lot of fun. It's very much Bronze Age comics. Hero Graphics, Heroic Publishing, whichever. They've the publisher's gone a little crazy, but he still makes fun comics. One of the writers, the main writers, he can't seem to stop writing comics where a male character turns into a female character. He just can't seem to stop doing it. Does it all the time. Many characters in his universe and many stories are gender bent. There's G.I. Joe from the DDP run. Hard run to put together near the end there. Check this out. Look at this. Speaking of the great Amanda Connor, Girl Comics, #1. Look at that. Trina Robbins has a story in there.
Oh,
There's
sweet.
issue 2. There's issue 3. Got all 3 of them there. Pretty nice. You know what?
What?
I'll show you 2 more. I got another stack here, but I don't want to take up too much time. But I'll show you 2 more books, and then we'll move on. And if we got time, I'll come back. I'll show you the rest. So maybe I'll save them for next time. Who knows?
We're good. I still only have one stack.
What's that?
Let's see. I only have a few books here with one stack.
All right, I'll keep going.
Everybody else.
I'll keep going there. All right, so I love the Gold Key superheroes. Their comics are shit, but I love them. Well, everybody keeps trying to make the Gold Key superheroes work. Here's when Dark Horse did it. This is Dr. Solar Man of the Atom. This is an original story.
I know you read it. Were they successful?
This one, I like these. I like the Dark Horse. The Dark Horse ones were actually pretty good. But I don't know what happened. They either didn't sell or that they lost the license. I don't know what the deal was. But this is issue 3. This finished off the series for me. I got issue 3 and 5 and 6. Dr. Soul is a character that really could work. Issue 7. And this was actually written by Jim Shooter the editor-in-chief of Valiant when it first started, right? And he's the one who went and licensed all the three main Gold Key superheroes from them to start off the Valiant superhero universe. Here's a good series, and I got almost all. I think I'm missing 4 issues, but this is illustrated by Kaluta, because this was originally published, I want to say, under Epic, but this is a reprint from IDW called Starstruck, right? And I haven't read this yet, but it looks fucking great, right? The art's fantastic. It's very sci-fi-y, right? Kind of weird that there's like sexy times and then another panel.
Yeah, I was thinking that. you get half naked women, then a little kid.
Right, very kind of odd there. They're not all sexy times. Like this one here is definitely not sexy times, right? But they're great covers. I'm very excited to read this one. I got to find the last 4 issues. Oh, the glare on that's awful. Look at that. Look at that cover. All right. Check this one out. They're in the bar there. All right. There's a little bit of sexy times. Not too bad. And then, I've got a little stack here that is, forbidden comics, we're going to call them. And the reason they're forbidden is, some of the creators involved have realistically and been accused of being sex pests. But I'm going to show the comics because, number one, fuck those guys. The artists deserve to be fucking recognized. And this is Transmetropolitan. It originally started at Helix. It was written by Warren Ellis, who, frankly, was one of my favorite writers. But he done fucked up. But here's the thing. Derek Robertson, the artist, doesn't deserve to pay that price for Warren Ellis.
At all.
So make sure you support Derek Robertson. And Transmet was one of, that was a book that Derek was co-creator on. Here's the most famous of covers. Check this motherfucker out. Look at that shit right there. Look at that fucking cover, right? And Transmet's actually a really good, very transgressive comic, right? Spider Jerusalem is the main character's name here. Not necessarily hard to come by, but a comic series worth putting together. Don't go buy it in trades, right? If you're going to buy trades, buy used trades, and then go buy something that Derek's working on right now to get him paid, okay?
A lot of these issues you can get for $2-3 a pop.
Right, back issues are cheap. Maybe the first issue's a little more.
First issue you might be able to get for $50-$60.
And then once again, this writer, fuck him in his face, but the artists don't deserve that. Here's Death, the Time of Your Life, number 1. Number 2. And number 3 with that photo cover. And last 2 books I'm going to show here. This is where the filth comes in. Well, not this one. Well, yes, this one. Here's the filth. This is Bent number 1 by S. Clay Wilson. This is underground comics, baby. Look at that. Fucking insanity of that comic. There is drugs and nudity and death and sex and tattooing and looks like non-consensual surgery. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But
about a decade ago, I'd be right in the center of that shit.
It's I love this shit.
I'd be doing the non-consensual surgery. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Now, last but not least, actually, no, I'm going to show you 2 more books. I'm sorry, I lied to you. Second to last but not least, the last original Rocketeer book I needed of Dave Stevens. Adventure Magazine number 3. This was published by Dark Horse. The first 2 issues were published by Comico, right? And this one didn't come out till like 6 years later. So it's a little tougher to find, right? I've had the first 2 issues forever. I bought the first 2 issues cheaply. I got this for $1. Precisely. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to show you. This isn't technically a comic, but I got this at the friendly neighborhood Ollie's, and I'm going to have to move the camera back.
Whoa. Whoa. How big is this? Bigger.
Nice.
There we go. Pulp Power, The Shadow, Doc Savage, and the Art of the Street and Smith Universe. This collects, open it forward by Frank Miller, by the way. This collects the original cover art for the Shadow books, the Doc Savage books, Justice. Look at you. Look at you. See, I knew I liked you. Just gorgeous art. Much of it's never been printed before, right? Or never been republished before, I should say. It's been printed, right? Look at these. Look at these. And, the sad part is I really love these pulp characters, but they just can't seem to make them work in modern stories,
Oh, we could talk about that. I was thinking that, like Doc Savage, I've been rereading some of the pulps.
Yeah.
They're so funny, but it's like you would need a brilliant mind to somehow make them work again.
Have you ever read any Philip Jose Farmer?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Have you ever did you read Doc Savage's Apocalyptic Life?
No, I didn't do that. No.
So you should read Doc Savage's Apocalyptic Life. It is written as an autobiography by Doc Savage himself, and Farmer wrote it. It's part of his Wold Newton universe where he has all these different fictional characters in the same universe. It's very much a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen influence, or was it influenced? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was influenced because of it, and he takes all the original Doc Savage stories and puts them in a realistic timeline, and it's one of the best pulp books I've ever read. Philip Jose Farmer was really the last pulp writer.
Okay.
Read that and read Great Heart Silver, has a Howard Chaykin cover, and read Lord Greystoke or Lord Greystone. I forget what he called it. Tarzan Alive, I think is the name of the book. Read that one, and those are three of the best books I've ever read, especially if you like pulp at all. So, and that's it. That's what I got. That's what I got to show.
All right. Some of those I look like I probably need to pick up myself.
Good books here.
All right. Let's see what I picked up over the last week. Let's switch the camera up. So starting off, I didn't get this week. I'm only presenting this because Michael is bringing up, and Michael's gone. Michael's fled the show.
What?
He's fled the show. I was showing this for his benefit. I'll wait till he comes back with these ones. All right. So let's start off with things that I actually picked up, and I'll end on these. All right, let's put that to the side and back over here. All right, this was just one of the missing issues I needed of Daredevil, because at this point, I'm like missing issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some random ones like this. Same thing with Submariner, so I picked up an issue 10.
Nice book.
Issue 12 with a little crab guy. One with Stingray. Now, this was another one that I misplaced. Well, I had this for about the last few months, but I misplaced this. I had to redo all my boxes, so I put this on a box that I thought I had Batman Beyond in, and then I just stuck it on the top of the box and left it there for months. So I just found this earlier this week, and yeah, newsstand. Nice. And we were saying that at the beginning of the show, comics are awesome. Why are they awesome? Because right now, if there are anything that you are looking for, this past week, we saw the stock market dropping 400, 600 points. Sorry if you're investors out there, but for the rest of us, that's a good thing. Why? Because we have less of the investor class comic collectors that are trying to compete for these same books that we're looking for. So I already have this, so you're not going to be competing against me, but those other people that are looking for the 9/8 copies of high-end books, well, you might have a better chance this week on Sunday night than anybody else. And Any recent memory that I can think of. So come Sunday night, put your feelers out. You might be able to find that book you're looking for. Now, here's one that I just picked up through eBay because I've been looking for this forever. And it's not an expensive book, but for anybody that's a fan of Oracle, specifically Barbara Gordon, this is an important book. Why? I had to add this on the back end of CLZ because what it is, this is the origin of right after the Joker shot Barbara Gordon in Killing Joke. This is what happens immediately after. Because when we see Barbara Gordon immediately after what happened in Killing Joke, she was shot through the spine. She's now debilitated. She can no longer walk. And in Suicide Squad, they started incorporating her as a character. But that happened early on where she was just referred to as Oracle. In issue 38, that's when we finally see her at the keyboard in the wheelchair with a little bat doll. And we realize, oh my God, now she's starting off her new adventures in another type of superhero career. Well, this puts the pieces together between what happened through Killing Joke through Suicide Squad. So this is an important book, and it only takes up the first third. You could get this easily for $3, $4, $5. This is undervalued. It should definitely be going for more. And here we have Brave and the Bold. I think this is issue number 85. What this is, not everybody knows. I got two things where there were updates to costumes. This is when Neil Adams redesigned the Green Arrow outfit. Before this, he just looked like a regular Robin Hood with a green little half dress. This is when he added all these little nuances like the little, there's a word for this, Van Dyke.
Yeah.
There you go. The Van Dyke, the hat the way it was, the full outfit. I mean, this is where Green Arrow looks the way Green Arrow looks today. All started here, folks. This was one of the issues of GI Combat that I was missing. Nothing key about it, but I am putting together runs of the big 5 war books. As you'll see in just a second, I picked up some really big ones. Because I don't have a lot of competition for this. You don't have a lot of war collectors that are my age. They're usually in their 60s, 70s, 80s. And those people are slowly dying, and these issues are coming back to market. I see you laughing there, Michael. I say it because it's true.
Wow, dark.
It's dark, but I mean, for the loss of others is others' gains, and let us be our gains. So as others expire, this is why it's good to have a plan for your comics, an end game, if you will, so that if you kick off, your family isn't going, okay, first person that can come pick this shit up, it's yours. So this is Our Army at War, issue number 88. This is the first time that it still remains Our Army at War, but this is the issue that after the success of Sergeant Rock, they made this an all Sergeant Rock issue. And it was Sergeant Rock from here on out. No more backstories of just random military stories, one and dones. It's all Sergeant Rock, baby. Which is okay, because right now you have Daniel Craig that walked away from the role. He was supposed to be in the movie, but no more. So I'm looking for them early Sergeant Rocks.
Well, just a little correction here on my podcast. It might not have gone that far. So that might have been exaggerated by the news that he was ever offered the part.
Yeah, that he was just in talks, but talks doesn't mean that he signed a contract, nothing of the sort. It's just, we're talking Daniel Craig. We'd like him to be Sergeant Rock, and just that, you have all these news outlets just picking up the story and running with it and dropping some words here and there, and it's like a game of telephone. Daniel Craig's in talks. Daniel Craig is Sergeant Rock. No, motherfucker. Stop reporting bullshit. Misinformation. You know, it's not misinformation. This is the first time that Sergeant Rock gets a promotion. He is now General Rock.
Oh.
Issue number 148.
Oh.
Now, these are ones that Lady Fantastic got a couple weeks ago.
Look at that.
And this is the first appearance of Tanarak. It was a bit higher grade, and yeah, the book does look like that. It's not that it's, color rub or anything like that.
You know who the artist is?
Copy. Mike Kaluga?
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
And then we have issue 14. They call this a prototype of Swamp Thing. It is, sort of. Swamp Thing's first appearance is in House of Secrets 92, and that was published a few months prior to this, but this was a story that was floating around and it just got printed a little bit later. So technically, this is a story that was in existence but unpublished right before House of Secrets 92 dropped. Now, this is the biggest book that I got this week. This is not cheap by any means. This is the first appearance of Mademoiselle Marie. Now, in wartime, this has been updated with a few retcons because in Checkmate, you had Greg Rucka update some of the backstory where it's not just Mademoiselle Marie. That's a title. So throughout history, going back to the French Revolution, you had different Mademoiselle Maries that were going around as spies. But for the purposes of comic books, this is when she makes her very first appearance right here, I believe in 1960 or maybe 1959, issue number 84 of Star Spangled War Stories. Another little backstory about Mademoiselle Marie. Pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths, you had Alfred. Yes, Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's butler. He was serving in the war. And she was supposed to be the love interest of Sergeant Rock, but she hooked up with one Alfred Pennyworth and pumped out a baby. That baby's name was Julia Remark. And we have not seen her since the pre-crisis continuity.
Batman Eternal? Is that the last time? No?
Might have been.
Okay.
Here is her second appearance, issue 85. And these were all from one person. So when they were saying I own this in my entire life, just getting rid of it now, I made it a point to make sure I got every one of them. And I didn't even have any competition.
Nice.
Because I'm looking for these esoteric kind of things that not everybody is looking for, because this was a very popular character. I mean, not popular at the time she came out because she only existed for 6 issues, and then they decided to do the dinosaurs versus the army, and that was a lot more popular. So she came back here and there, but that was her time during Star Spangled War Stories. This is her 4th appearance. I still need issues 88 and 89. Those are the last ones I need, and those are harder to find because later in the run with Mademoiselle Marie, and this was more aimed to try and get girls to read comics, kind of like Wonder Woman, but setting in a wartime, it was hoping that... Crap, I just unplugged my mic.
I was about to say you cut off.
All right, but I'm back. So this is the first appearance of Livewire in comics. Appears in issue 5, and as you start to read this, you go, wait a second, Livewire's back. Why are we not seeing an origin story? Because this is based off of the Superman animated show, and they're taking it after. So they're not trying to set up saying we're just doing the TV show. These are all new stories. This is Weird War Tales. I think this is issue number 6, 7, 6. Yes. So this is the issue that they were trying to tell us. This is a prototype of G.I. Robot. No, it fucking isn't.
Sure ain't.
G.I. Robot's first appearance actually comes in Star Spangled War Stories number 101. That, I think that's 1961 or 63. And I mean, it's a lot more expensive, but it looks exactly like the G.I. Robot that's... Are you a Nazi? No. That sounds like something a Nazi would say. This is just a soldier that looks like an android, but good going, Key Collector. Maybe just a little bit of an update there to just say Android Robot War Story. Nothing to do with G.I. Robot, but cool looking cover, right? By Joe Kubert.
Sometimes I'm on Key Collector and I click the wrong thing. Apparently they do have a program like on the actual website where you can submit corrections. I usually just tag them in Instagram. I didn't know you could do it through the app. Now I feel silly.
Well, now I gotta maybe send a couple little updates because they still don't have Star Spangled War Stories 101.
Earn points by contributing. I don't know what the points go to. There are people here who have points, but I don't know what those points do.
Yeah, I tried signing on to try and help them do that stuff, but I just didn't have the time to really do what they were asking. So this is World's Finest, issue 141. Can anybody tell me what this is?
Comic book.
Well, yes.
I was going to say that comic book. I was going to say that.
It is. Miracleman, you want to take a crack at this? Miracleman has also fled the show.
The first appearance of Green Arrow.
No, that's more fun comics from like the 50s.
Sorry,
So-
I heard you call my name, but I was looking for a book to show you. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. Can you tell us what this is?
I don't think I can.
First time Jimmy Olsen and Robin hooked up.
Not quite, but I wish. Would have been a more fun read in the gay 60s, right? Well, so right around this time, you had from Vogue's first appearance of Spring Break. I hope you're on. I hope you're feeling better, Vogues, and we got to have you on soon. Hope you're feeling better, and that maybe you are on Spring Break. So this came out 2 weeks before the Detective Comics, where it said this is the introduction of the little yellow symbol that goes around the bat symbol. This went out on sale 2 weeks before. This is kind of like X-Men Annual 16, where that came out a few weeks before X-Men 266. But this is not a cameo or anything throughout the entire book. He has that little yellow symbol, but they don't say anything about introductions because this was supposed to come out later. And those were all the comics that I picked up. But there's one thing that I was trying to get to before Michael fled the show earlier. So you're saying about Harley Quinn. Well, she started in comics. Well, she kind of started in comics. But she started in the TV show first. Her real first is a magazine where they were just talking about the Batman animated show. And on the interior, they show her like just a tiny little picture in color. But that was comic scene number 31 that came out in 1992. This came out in 1993. This is the first comic book appearance of Harley Quinn. Came out towards the end of 1993. But this is not the first appearance in a story with Harley Quinn. Does anybody know what that is? Anybody in the chat?
Didn't know there'd be math.
What's the question?
Who's here? Where am I?
Oh man.
What's happening?
I put the headset.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone. Am I getting through to you?
Am I getting through to you, Miracle Man?
What was her
Look.
first real appearance? This is not.
Oh,
apparently-
Harley? It was
Yeah,
in
her first real appearance.
Batman almost got him.
it was in a like a kid's adventure book.
Children's book.
Yeah.
There it is. Almost
Oh.
got him.
Now, this was something I got last year, and it was so good that I got it twice.
Look at
Whoa.
you.
Why did I get it twice? Because the first copy I got, and it was for just under $100. I mean, it was used by a kid, I can tell.
Yeah.
But this thing was supposed to come with a cassette tape.
Audio cassette.
So-
yeah.
I think I paid maybe $80 or $90 for this, and then I watched on, I think, a vintage auction. Mark Madrano, who is going to be doing the Strictly Comics auction tomorrow night. There's going to be vintage auction. Next week is going to be the whale auction, where all books are $100 and up. Well, I saw this on one of those auctions, and the reason why I got that one, there's the fucking tape.
Nice. That's great.
That's awesome.
That's a nice win, my friend.
So this came out in January of 93, whereas this came out towards the end of around November, December.
That's worthless now. Throw it out. Why
Garbage.
even? Why even?
That's the 181
to your Batman almost got him 180.
Precisely.
Yeah. See, it's all come full circle, boys. It's all come full circle.
That's what we do here. We're trying to tell stories
Full circle.
almost like how Neil Gaiman would tell stories, by ripping off everybody else and then not giving them credit for it. So, yeah, we came full circle. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in. Is there any other books anybody wants to show, or should we close the show out?
The reason I
you got
disappeared,
this.
I just wanted to. These were what I've been reading lately. I got some of the pulp from.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Beauties.
They're just beautiful covers. My gosh.
Yeah. Who was that artist?
Oh, I don't know.
The same artist on all of them. Gave him that golden hair.
Yeah.
They're just fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah. And I love Doc Savage. For people who don't know Doc Savage, this is controversial. Like, it's controversial, but I like the fact that it's controversial. He would do surgery on the criminals to rehabilitate them.
Yeah.
And one of these stories actually focuses in on that and the lab he does it in. But yeah, it's, to me, that could be explored in a modern setting. Is that good? Is that bad? Is that the best way? I mean, I don't think it's a simple, no, you can't do that, because, what's the other thing? Death sentence for these people? Is that a better, more humane answer to these things? So it is, to me, that's a very interesting question that Doc Savage looked at. And I don't think I think it could be modernized to be a question for modern times. Anyways, that's my thought.
I got
anybody want to show any more books? Or
yeah, I shared a secondary stack that includes 2 books I got today. That's why I'm showing the stack. This stack is incomplete. I hope someday to complete it. This is every issue, not every issue. This will be every issue from Uncanny X-Men, the first run, 500 and above in a newsstand.
What?
So we're talking 2009, 2010, 2011 newsstands. Start with 511. These are all great Greg Land and or Terry Dodson covers, except for one beautiful Ani Granov coming up. This is the one I got today. Found this sitting there for $1 whatever. Actually, for $2.50, because these later newsstands were actually pricier than the directs, $4.99. So I got this one today as well, $5.14. Beautiful Greg Land here, $5.17. Newsstand. So these are, like, if anybody out there is new or unsure, these represent at this point about 1% of the print run of these comics, because they weren't doing many newsstands at this time unless they were going to Barnes and Noble. There's a beautiful Dodson, $5.22. Ooh, out of order. There's $5.21. That's a Greg Land, $5.22. And check this out. Adi Granov steps in, $5.24. Love that. Adi Granov in $5.25. And I believe, if I have this right, $5.26 is the first appearance of Transonic, who's the first mutant after M-Day. Something Rachel Summers did something magic with her funny, like, early 90s haircut. This is the first appearance of Velocidad, and look at that Terry Dodson cover. That's amazing. Velocidad's the second mutant. And then 520, I'm missing 528. 529 is Primal, the third mutant from post M-Day. Great Black King and Emma Frost there. Don't like this cover by Land. One of the few that I don't like. But I do love this cover. 530. Is that out of order, too? Sorry, I can't show you that yet. I have to show you 531 first. I have a thing. It's called OCD. I think all comic collectors have it to an extent or not. 533 is another great Dodson cover. 538. Why is this here? Sorry. 534.
Hey, Tacoma, do you know what I say to some OCD sometimes?
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come on.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Rob.
Look at this. Oh man, the Dodsons are so freaking good. And then our friend, the Juggernaut, in issue 540. 541. And who knows what happens in 542?
Wolverine farted.
And right after that, Colossus became the new Juggernaut.
Oh.
And then finally, shocked to have found this, the very last issue of X-Men, the first run, issue 544 from 2011 in a
Newsy
stand. So
now you just got to find the second print Newsy.
Very, very working on it. I have a couple different variations of that one, variants they call them. But yeah, very proud of that. Really want to get all the ones I'm missing, 500 through 510, and then some odd ones in between. Not easy to find, but easier than I expected, to be honest with you.
The ones that are a little bit better written than the ones that were from the 90s. But I can't really say that all very much because I was trying to read X-Men late 90s, early 2000s before Joe Quesada came on board, and I was so lost. It would be like not reading X-Men for a year between the fall of Krakoa to now and going, what the fuck is going on? Who is that? Wait, that's Morph? Wait a second. Who's that? That's Maggot?
I loved Hickman's early stuff with the development of Krakoa, the powers of 10 and all that. The fall of Krakoa, I've got like a trade that covers most of the books in that, and it is so it's just so bad. It's so bad. Like it's like all these mind games, the mind games, and Professor X. It's like, how much more of a dick can you be and still be inscrutable? Like it just it just doesn't make sense. I read like these late 500 stories by Brubaker and Fraction are really fucking good.
Yes. Also, yes.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, you said first GI Robot was like a Star Spangled War stories.
Yeah, I have it over there.
That's not first GI Robot.
You have it?
Battle.
That's not first GI Robot. That's the first GI Robot.
Oh, we have a
That's
first
what I
GI
thought.
Robot off.
Wait right there.
Uh-oh.
I love it. I'll go to Key Collector since I don't know a goddamn thing.
That's
doesn't have it.
That's Jake 2. That's first Jake 2 right there. This one is Jake 1. This is Jake 1 right here of GI Robot. This is Jake 2 of GI Robot. And just because I'm a pissy little bitch, here's first Creature Commandos 2. All of which I probably got for $2 or $3 back in the day when nobody cared about Creature Commandos and you know, GI Robot, other than fans of Creature Commandos and GI Robots in the comics. Those are some. Let me look at all these. Look at this. Hold on a second.
Look at them all. Look at them all.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait.
Look at him. Wait. Look at them all. He died. That's okay. Jake 2 and Jake 1 live on. That's the most.
I don't know where Rob went either.
They're just crying right now because this is devastating. This is like finding out you were adopted, really, for Rob. Oh, he's coming back.
Oh yeah, and look, there's that one too. Just
no.
You know, not because I went and got it because somebody said GI Robot, but because I was like, oh, I collect fucking weird war tales, and if you doubt me, you are wrong.
Whoa!
I collect weird war tales.
Miracleman. Rob is the only one who collects war tales.
Collect
very
weird, very war tales, and I always have.
You are not esoteric enough to do this, Miracleman.
Listen, look at this one. Burning Nazi. Best fucking cover ever. Look at there. There's another Creature Commando.
I need a few. I'm going to need a few of those.
Actually, that's not. This is a Creature Commando. And look at this. This is Creature Commandos meet GI Robot. And you know what? Do you know how Creature Commandos and GI Robot leaves the DC universe? Do you want to know?
Yes, they get shot into space, never to be seen again until Action Comics.
All right, go ahead.
Jeff Johns.
I I don't know if somebody had an aneurysm or an orgasm. I don't know.
That is
This-
not GI
So
Robot.
close. So close.
That is not GI Robot.
This
Even
is
though
G.I.
it's on
Robot's
the
first
cover.
appearance. Star Spangled War Stories, number 101. There
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, if you're a key whore, that's not the reality. That's not the reality. That's not GI Robot as we know the character.
As we know him.
That's like, oh, look, here's Swamp Thing. That's not fucking Swamp Thing. That's not Alec Holland. He's not made of
Just a
vegetables.
second. Here's the G.I. Robot 2 version. Oh, yeah, and signed by Joe Kubert.
That's Suicide Squad. Fuck you, man.
Oh,
Fuck
no.
you, man.
No,
Here's
that's
G.I.
G.I.
Robot
Robot.
for the
There you
weird
go.
war story, the weird war tales. Yeah, I have it
That's
too.
GI Robot. That's a robot who happens to be a GI. There's a difference, man.
They're
that
both
is a key
GIs, and they both love
happens to be
killing
a war.
Nazis.
I want you to let me know who told you that was GI Robot, and I'm going to go to their house and I'm going to burn it to the ground.
Oh, no.
The guy that you got all of your gold keys from that I put you into touch with.
All right, I like that guy. I'm not going to burn his house to the ground. Sorry, Bill.
He gets a reprieve.
He gets a reprieve because I like
That's
Bill.
so
Bill's a good
close.
guy. Bill's a good guy.
Guys, let's just measure our penises, and whoever has the biggest one.
I
Do it
see
in
your
centimeters.
shorts
It sounds
bigger than
better.
mine.
Sounds better. Centimeters.
Do we have any more books to show, or should we wrap it up? Because I know the low grades just started. The hunt might be starting later. I'm not quite sure if they're doing that every week or if it's bi-weekly or monthly. We're learning as we go. Otherwise, I know that Jig's Kingdom might be going a little bit later tonight, but I haven't seen him in the Discord today, so we shall see. Any other books to show?
No, I just want to say I loved what just happened. My heart's racing. I feel alive for the first time.
I am entertained. Are you not?
Are you not entertained?
I have got to add that clip to somewhere along the way.
Just play it anytime there is a dispute or an argument.
Instead, I just have something like this.
You fucking tracer! Your mother's a tracer!
That's true. That is true.
True. My mother did trace me. That's true. That is true.
Oh.
All right. Any other appearances anybody having come up over the next week?
Nope.
No,
I got
my
one
charity
in a
show
week
went
and a
well.
day.
We'll start with Michael.
My charity. I'm just reporting back in. I did a comedy charity show, and we cured Crohn's and colitis. So that's good. We did it.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
job, guys. Good job.
Take a lap.
Yeah.
Take a lap. A victory lap.
Tacoma?
You know what? You
Not
should keep
tomorrow,
that chair
but a
up
week
there to
from-
punish us. Sorry, go ahead.
A week from tomorrow, I will be on. It's not called Strictly's anymore. It's Amazing Auctions or something. Is the new
changed the
channel
name.
they're trying to morph into. But I will be on their whale auction. With a what's it called? With a lot of whales. I will be selling some blue whales, some sperm. No,
Wait, finish the sentence. Finish the name of that animal, man. Finish the name of that animal.
Whale. No, I'll be selling some big books. I shared with the panel earlier via text that I'm chasing some bigger books, and the only way to do that without bankrupting my family is to sell some of my medium big books. A lot of medium big books equals one big book, hopefully. If I did the math right. Check my notes.
It works out.
It checks
I mean,
out.
Lady Fantastic will be on the vintage auction this coming weekend, Saturday. I guess it's not Strictly Comics anymore. So what was that name again, Tacoma?
I got to look at it. It's like the amazing, Strictly Amazing or Amazing Comics or something like that. I forget, but they're trying. I guess maybe Strictly's not involved as much anymore, so they're just trying to. MT and Edwin and the gang is trying to move over to a new channel name, so they multiple stream it anyway on different channels. That's why if you still only have Strictly, you're fine, but they will tell you in the chat, please follow this new one now. And I can't follow. Ooh, you know what's happening tomorrow?
What?
The New York Warriors shout out throwback are having a comic book auction. Always liked the New York Warriors. They were the kings of the auction world for a while back there. Probably 2016, 17, 18, maybe 19. And I did appear on them one day and had an absolute blast. Great guys. So it's always cool when they get back together. Fun times.
I've never appeared on Another Man before. What's that like?
Well, I made some good money, so I'll leave it there.
There you go. Wah chicka, wah chicka.
Yikes. So we'll be back next week. Next week will be March the 14th. It's right before the Ides of March. It's right before the next impending government shutdown, maybe. And if that happens, expect the bottom to fall out of the stock market. And as long as you're not directly affected by it, because we're not Wall Street investors or politicians, and fuck those guys, and billionaires. So maybe you could get that book that you've always been looking for, because now is the time during market uncertainty. So we'll see you next week. Thank you all for joining us. Check out the low grades. They should be on right now. Check out Jig's Kingdom. He might be on later. Check out the Strictly auction now that he's changed the name. This weekend, next weekend, but by next weekend, we have more stuff to talk about. So enjoy your spring break if that's what you're doing out there. We'll see you next week. Love y'all.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.